Hi, this is Tom Hill. I'm so happy to be showing my piece Victoriana in this year's Birds and Art show. My thought process that went into this piece, it's from early childhood memories of seeing a case of hummingbirds in the Natural History Museum in London. I grew up in the UK where there are no hummingbirds. Now I live in San Francisco and I see hummingbirds pretty much every day. Sometime last summer, I was out in my neighborhood and I saw one. Its beak was just completely brilliant yellow with pollen, and it just sort of seemed such an amazing thing to see this tiny bird with clumps of pollen all over its head and beak. And it made me think about my trips as a child to the Natural History Museum in London with my grandfather. And so it's kind of an autobiographical piece in that sense. I was back in the UK in January and went to visit the case, having already started the piece. I was shocked to see that the piece had actually faded, and probably it was faded 100 years ago, even before I was a child. It was a completely false memory of this brilliantly coloured hummingbird case. John Gould was a great collector of hummingbirds and published a 5-volume work called The Family of Hummingbirds in the 19th Century. His books show hummingbirds in the nuclear family gathered around the nest, in sort of very Victorian idea of family that he overlaid onto the natural world. The case of hummingbirds in the Natural History Museum is pretty early. I think he started to collect them around 1819, and this very case was actually shown at the Great Exhibition in London in 1851 at the Crystal Palace. And even Queen Victoria, in her diary, she said, "It is impossible to imagine anything so lovely as these little hummingbirds." And for Europeans, they probably had never seen them at this point. Unfortunately, as I will quote, it's unleashed a tsunami of hummingbird slaughter and birds of paradise, etc. I think somewhere around 200 million birds were killed in the ensuing craze for bird jewellery and especially hats and feathers. I really just wanted to celebrate that memory of childhood and remember my grandfather a little bit and those precious day trips to London to go to museums with him. I hope you enjoy the show. Thank you.